welcome back to our show. We have another episode for you. This is gonna be a fun one. This is my this is an area I really like, real estate, and we talked about real estate before and how the prices are going up, and what is happening now is the prices are continuing going up. One reason behind it is the lumber prices, which have skyrocketed almost 300%. A little bit over 300%. Around January of last year, 2020, lumber was around almost 260, 270 for a 2x4. Now it's $8.70 at Home Depot, and Lowe's tends to be a little bit higher. So for a 2x4x8, you paid $2 and some change, and now it's over $8. So that's an over 300% inflation on that piece only, which has increased the house values, especially for developers who are building houses. That's an extra almost 36,000. Plywood is the next. The next thing you're going to see is going to be the wood heist. It's not going to be a gold heist or any other heist. It's going to be a wood heist, lumber heist. But that has added an additional minimum of $36,000 to a new development. A lot of contractors are skipping out on their contracts, telling the future buyers that they will not be building the homes because of the cost increase. Because they
would charge for it.
No, the problem was they never worked it into the contract. So as the contracts they put the contracts in, they never accounted for the increased lumber prices. So they're abandoning the contracts.
My thing is this a housing bubble, or is just catching up to the prices before the housing?
It's not a housing bubble. And I'll tell you
That's what I'm saying. If you look at the prices right now, are similar to the prices before 2000. So now it's like 13 years after that. So it's catching up with the prices.
Yeah, and you gotta realize.
And then the cost of living, inflation, and everything.
You have to realize there's a housing shortage at this point. And when I say housing, so I'm not talking about condos. You don't see the condo prices skyrocketing. You see not that much. They don't skyrocket as high. You're gonna see townhouses and single family homes skyrocketing in price. Only because pandemic pushed people to stay home and work from home. So now people who work in a condo or like a small studio or a one-bedroom apartment, now they want a bigger place. They want to have their own office to work in, because they're not actually physically going into the office, so they need a place to work in. But another part of it is there's a company out there called Blackrock, which I'm sure most of you have heard of this company. I don't know if I can't call it a hedge fund. I don't know. It's an investment firm. That's what it's called. What they're doing is they are outbidding people who actually want to buy a house. Not townhouses, they buy single family homes. They are outbidding up to 50% of the home value. Meaning if the house is being sold for $400,000, they're putting an offer down for $600,000.
They can come over here. I'm ready.
I mean, holy crap. And that's what they're doing. And at one point they bought an entire development of houses. The entire development, they bought it. What they're trying to do is this. They're trying to create a rental culture. And
rental, Great Reset.
This is the Great Reset, people. This is
because you don't own anything. Even the house is too much for the globalists for people to own.
Exactly.
And not have a mortgage, after 30 years paying the taxes and everything else and everything on top of that and maintenance and all that. So they just want you to just rent.
And I think I read somewhere that says this is some of the money is from taxpayers' money. I haven't confirmed that. I gotta research a little bit more, but I read it in the report, so I can't really trust that report that much. But the moral of the story is, yes, you will no longer be able to afford a house. A lot of homes at this point that are hitting the market, they are already spoken for before they even hit an open house. Meaning I see a lot of houses around my area. It says, coming soon. Which is a standard practice by the real estate agency. They put their little sign at the front yard. They put their advertisement, which is the company they're representing, and either underneath or on top, they put like a little piece of wood that says either pending sale, sold, under contract, or coming soon. I've seen so many that says coming soon, all of a sudden under contract. When was the open house? When did that happen? Usually homes sat on the market for about 2 weeks.
But that's only around the suburbs of the metro areas.
Well, yeah.
But once you go further out...
But that's not the problem. Yeah. What's happening is the people are starting to bid on the houses. So if the guy's asking for $700,000, I won't be surprised if they're selling for $750 or $760.
They're already selling that. They're already.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, like they actually what they do is they put it at a certain price point.
There's a shortage of single family homes.
Right. So what's happening? They're starting a bidding war towards people.
People that they used to be more inclined to go and buy townhouse or live in some hip place in condo closer to downtown or city centers. Now they're more interested to buy single-family home.
Because they don't want to be in there.
There already was a limited market of single-family homes in suburbs or just in the city in general. Now you have everybody's looking predominantly to buy single-family home if they can afford it, and that's why it's coming out. And the other thing is, obviously, people see what's going on. They're uncertain about what's going to happen with more viruses and stuff coming out of China or elsewhere. And so that's the situation. So
yeah,
at least they will say, okay, I get a piece of land. Maybe I can just plant some zucchini, some tomatoes.
Well, I mean, it's scary because look, Bill Gates owns he owns the highest amount of farmland in the United States.
I'm not sure what that.
Yeah, Bill Gates owns the largest amount of farmland in the United States. McDonald's potatoes come from Bill Gates' farms. Okay, think about that. Zuckerberg. Yeah, what's his first name? Tom. What's his first name? Mark. The idiot. Mark Zuckerberg. What he did was he bought land around his house so nobody could be close to him. No, he didn't want any neighbors.
But they are not. But we are the racist ones.
Right. So he bought. I think a large amount of freaking acreage around his house because he didn't want anybody next to him. Yet he's throwing spheres with freaking ear protectors on because the sound of the wind was gonna blow out his eardrums. These are the people who control the flow of information. Yeah. So think about that. But don't let this discourage you. If you want to buy a house, buy a house. There's not going to be a bubble. There's no bubble because and another thing that's happening, the banks are playing with the customers as well. The banks are making it harder for you to get a loan. It's getting very hard for you to get a loan. Very hard. It's not easy anymore. It's no longer a 30-day turnaround time. Right now, closing on a mortgage will take anywhere between 45 days to 60 days. Okay? Unless you're paying cash. And there's a lot of people who buy in houses with cash. This is, however they're getting the cash is either hard cash, they're going to... You got to realize...
Cash is in their account.
No. So you have to look at it this way. So when I say hard cash is... They borrow the money from somebody private, they buy the house, then they turn around and take a mortgage out to pay them back. That's how hard cash works most of the time. So because the closing taking so long, the seller doesn't want to wait 60 days because the seller is also probably trying to turn around and buy another house. So this, when the seller is looking at the application, is like, this guy's only putting 5% down. He's gonna go through. He's getting an FHA loan. I don't want to deal with FHA loan. FHA loan is a headache. they have to do inspection, they have to do this, then I have to fix this, and I have
A
to
lot of
fix
houses
that.
they sell now as is.
As is.
As
So
is.
it's like, oh, well, I have another offer here, and they're buying it as is, no contingency, no inspection, cash offer. Well, guess what? The guy with the 5% down, the application is gone. They just lost the spot. Because you have to disclose how you purchase in the house. You either buy in all cash or you go in 20% down, 8% loan. So you have to disclose all that. Once you get an app, you could go in with a pre-approval, but the pre-approval, it doesn't mean anything at this point. So the loan process, it's also lengthy at this point because now you're short of, providing a DNA sample to the banks to see if you qualify for a loan, for a purchase loan. Now these investment firms, they already have an established account, and what they're doing is they're going in, I want to buy this house cash. They already have the money. All these houses, they're buying cash. It doesn't mean that they're going to be paid off at all times. No. They go back.
Not only that, when they buy them, then they boost the market later on. If they want to sell it, they still sell it at the increased
Yeah, but they
price and
don't
make
care about
profit.
that. That's not their
Well, I'm saying they can't do that.
That's
too
not
if
the
they want to do
contingency
that.
plan. That's what I'm saying. That's not the plan. The plan is to rent them out. And what they do is they take loan out out of their assets. Then that's how it is. So, excuse me. Yeah, that's the world we live in right now. It's the housing market is a crazy market. It's not a bubble. It's not gonna burst. What we might see is it's a 10%. We're gonna see a little what's the word I'm looking for? Plateau in the price increase. And it's not gonna happen now. It's probably gonna happen.
Still has room to grow because
It does, but I'm saying it's not gonna happen now.
2008 was higher than what is selling right now.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen now.
And these houses are older now.
I don't think age
13 years older.
but look, I don't think age matters
But
at
I'm
this
just saying,
point.
2000 they were selling at a much higher price than
I know, but
right now. So there still has room to grow to catch
no,
up.
2000, no, it already caught up.
No, the regular houses, not in this area, like the luxury houses. They're much
It's
more
already
expensive.
surpassed.
No.
It's surpassed.
No,
Yeah.
not this area that I am. Just not. Those are luxury. I mean, it's a little bit different, but those are not. They were selling making, let's say, around 3 million to 4 million.
Well, I
now
don't know
they're
about
selling
that.
between 1.5
I'm,
to 2.5.
I don't really look at the high end houses. I look at any houses between 500.
Suburb is catch up. Suburb in
Anywhere
general, just
between.
normal houses.
I mean, again,
2000.
we can't just compare this area. We have to compare like other congested areas like California and New York and Chicago and Texas, Nevada, Arizona. All these places, they've gone up in price. They are already at the 2008 prices. And in some places they've already surpassed that price. So it already took 10 years to get there. It didn't happen overnight. The bubble happened it was a 5-year span of time when it went from average price to like the highest price you could get, then it just crashed. But ever since then, it took 10 years to get to that price point or surpass it. But the banks are no longer giving those exotic loans. Those exotic loans don't exist anymore. Right now, it's a 30-year fix. If you're lucky, you can get an interest-only loan, but you have to meet like crazy criteria to get there. So it's not that easy to get to that point. So what I'm trying to say is these multi-millionaires and millionaires and billionaires, as Bernie Sanders used to say.
She's part of the club now.
That what's happening is these people are buying up lands, buying up houses, and they're trying to create a culture they're trying to create the rent culture. Basically, if you are going to qualify to buy a house, you're going to have to make a
Pretty
lot
much they want to
of
own
money.
everything, even the things that for a long time was
Right.
American dream to own your house. They don't want you to own it.
It's basically
It would be like a communist country, like a China. Actually, in China, did you know you can't buy a house? You are leasing it from government for 7 years.
yeah.
There is no such a thing as buying a house in China. or buying a house in Cuba. The government owns everything, you're leasing it.
Yep.
Pretty much renting it.
Yep.
So all this great reset and all the garbage that they said, the guy said, you will own nothing and you will be happy. That bastard didn't say, oh, I will own nothing too, I will be like you, I will be broke. No, he didn't say that, he said you. So if you're going to be part of that you, too bad.
And it goes back to what I used to say.
What's going to happen, you have to, for people, if this is going to be the way of the future with the lunatics and the radicals taking over, at some point there's going to be a backlash. I mean, I'm not actually, confident about these things ended up resolving in a peaceful manner, honestly. We have had the history of the world going up and down, wars and revolutions and everything else. So it is going to be something coming down the pipe. I don't know when, how, why, by who, but all I can say is you can't just pushing the limits like this. At some point, it's going to snap.
Yep.
And for everybody who wants to protect their savings or their life's work, is then you just have to find alternative how you can store that wealth.
Yep.
And that's why a lot of people, they move to other countries, they move to other states, people moving out of lunatic states like California and New York and elsewhere, going to the southern states, Tennessee, not even just the Texas and Florida, Tennessee, Georgia, Carolinas, even more inland. There's still, America is beautiful. There are lots of land available for cheap for people to be able to live comfortably, and honestly, just life is about expectation. If you don't want to have, all the unnecessary stuff that you have, let's say in big city, even people in big city, they don't have a standard of living. To be honest, like I've lived in big city, I've been around big cities, I've lived in.
Have you lived in New York?
I've been many times. I wouldn't want to live there. I wouldn't want to live there. That's like a disgusting to me. Most of the places is just disgusting.
I read stories that
you can have a luxury building. You're coming out like in San Francisco, stepping into poop, disgusting, homelessness, nastiness.
The best story I read was this girl. She's like, my dream was always to live in New York. She lives in a 200 square foot apartment that's paid. She pays $1,350 for 200 square foot. Imagine living in a 200. It's a closet. It's a 10 by 10.
200 square foot is like smaller than our master bedroom. Master bedroom.
My master bedroom was 430 square foot.
So please stay there. No,
stay there. Waste your money there. It's fine.
Absolutely.
Don't complain.
I don't want anybody with that kind of a mindset. Please, that's a really good lifestyle. Enjoy it. Enjoy the disease. Enjoy the rats in the street. Enjoy the nastiness. Enjoy the craziness. Enjoy the demonic, whatever you guys doing over there. Do not leave big cities. Don't come to our areas. Just stay there. Have a good time. Just
stay there.
Don't ruin it for everybody else. Don't go to Florida. Don't go to Texas. Don't go to LA. Just stay there. Stay where you are. Just get some kind of
those people who leave those areas actually are tired of that living. They want to leave. They want to better themselves. They're like, screw this crap. It's
no, stay. I tell them stay. Don't leave.
Yeah, I mean, where we live, we are happy.
My neighborhood is not good at all. I don't want anybody to come to my neighborhood.
My neighborhood sucks. We don't like people like you. I'm just kidding, man. But the whole thing is, look, I said this in our previous episode, the elite will always stay the elite. They will never drop down below that elite line. They have to meet like a crazy consequence for them to like drop below that elite line. They'll always stay rich. You taxing the rich not gonna hurt them. It's gonna make them more money. If you know anything about economy, if you read anything, any economic books, anything in your lifetime, if you know how to add,
the way they steal people's,
if you know how to add,
they steal the labor by high taxation. So everybody, you have a value. You work hard depending on your ingenuity, you're smart in society, your social skill, whatever you call it. Whatever you earn, that's your earning, right? So they steal it by high taxation, and this is exclusively in a liberal left places. Anywhere that is run by them, anywhere that is run by them, exclusive. A few things that you can distinguish if it's run by them or not. And this is not just in this country, this is worldwide. This is even in communist countries, in non-communist countries, because you have these lunatics everywhere. This is a disease that is spread everywhere, okay? High taxation, number one. Inflation, that means deficit spending. When they do deficit spending, causing inflation. Inflation, by nature, means it takes away your wealth. By creating inflation, what they do, that means they borrow money. They borrow money. That money doesn't go to your pocket. That money goes in their pocket. But by devaluating what you already earned, that's how they steal from you. That's a theft.
And when you ask for higher wages, you now is hyperinflation.
That's a theft. Good luck, any city, state, country, good luck now in the entire world. Good luck, these lunatic leftists, good luck, or the liberal, whatever you call them, good luck stopping them from deficit spending. And I'm not saying Republicans, they're on the same thing.
Yeah, the same crap. Yeah.
Good luck stopping them from deficit spending. So anytime that they do deficit spending, they're increasing the debt ceiling, they're stealing from you. So all you can do, smart people, all you can do is to store your money and wealth and your hard-earned, no, cash is not good.
No precious metal. I didn't say cash.
Precious metal, yeah.
Precious metal.
Things that they cannot tax, things that they cannot devalue, no matter what they do. If you look at it, we have discussed this before, if you look at it, you are not going to hear a single banker having a commercial on TV, or single banker or investor coming and say, banker, I would say, the bankers, or politician, go and buy gold, go and buy silver. They don't. And now cryptocurrency, okay, why go put your money in cryptocurrency? Now people are pulling their money out of cryptocurrency. That's why it's going down, because now they said, oh, you have to pay taxes on your cryptocurrency gain.
That is if you report it. They can't track it. That's the thing.
Yeah, but most people, they don't have it in their wallet. They are
yeah, they do. No, they're not.
If you trade through those platforms, they have your statement. What
no, they don't. No. Look. No. You don't know. Listen. You don't know about Robinhood is not a cryptocurrency wallet.
I know it's not.
Okay, so Robinhood, Webull.
How you going to trade?
You use an exchange like Coinbase, like Crypto.com. Those are wallets. There is no such. No, they can't, because look,
it's like a stocks. They can get it. They can.
No, they can't. Listen, your social security number is not tied to any other cryptocurrency, so they can't see how much money you're making on a cryptocurrency.
I don't know. Eventually, if they want, they're gonna come after that.
If they want it, they have to subpoena it. Okay, and if the exchange accepts the subpoena, that's when they can do it. But majority.
So either way, but I'm just saying the price is going down.
No. Cryptocurrency is a different ballgame. You can't compare cryptocurrency to gold at this point. Cryptocurrency is completely different ballgame. Cryptocurrency is doing its own thing. It's completely separated from the government. This is why most of the governments, they want to come in and create their own digital currency to compete with the cryptocurrency, and they can't, because if the central bank comes and creates its own currency to compete with crypto, they're not gonna make it, because that doesn't even become a cryptocurrency. It becomes a stable coin, because they have to back it with some sort of value. But anyways, the whole point is the elite will always stay the elite, and for you to say, oh, socialism works great, no, it doesn't. You're not going to succeed in socialism. You're going to make the rich richer. You're going to make the middle class and the poor poorer. I give you one last example. Skid Row in California, where all the homeless people live. The tent city. People there pay taxes. You know to who? I'll let you guess that one. If you know to who they pay taxes, put it in the comments below. And hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, share this video with your friends, and ask your friends, who does the people on Skid Row pay taxes to? I really like to hear the answers from you guys.
They shouldn't be paying any taxes.
No, well, they are.
It's up to me,
They
should.
are, and I'll leave that out there. I'll leave that question out there. Who, the people on Skid Row, who are they paying taxes
It's
to?
like some of the businesses
I know the
are
answer.
suing the city of Portland for not protecting the business.
I mean, it is what it is.
Property.
So go ahead and hit that like button. Share this video. God bless you. God bless this great country.
God
Don't
bless
let socialism take this country down. See you guys later.